I unfortunately grabbed someone else's gallon of water just earlier, so I think I'm done drinking other people's drinks.
Well, Drew, 6-1 in your last 7. The one loss came to a guy that happens to be pretty dang good. What do you feel like? Where do you stand in your career? Kind of what's clicking right now? Because it's a nice run of success for you.
I don't obsess over those numbers. I don't obsess over the loss or the wins. This is news to me. I just enjoy every single moment that I'm in front of you guys and inside the cage and competing. And man, I just stopped trying. Stopped trying to get knockouts. Stopped trying to be perfect. Stopped trying to do all this stuff. And now I'm open and free to perform. And seem to be happening.
Was there a moment that you realized that that's what you needed to do?
Right, yeah. I had to think back of, when I was competing in Muay Thai as an amateur and why, I was laying people out then and why not now. And man, it somehow turned into a job in my 20s, and I thought I had to suffer. And then the suffering showed in the cage. Then I went back to just having fun and not caring about the outcome and just performing martial arts and having fun with it. And then that's when knockouts started happening. And so I had to practice the happiness, but now it's actually true coming.
You're in an incredibly deep division, obviously, but I mean the numbers that you put together, the knockouts that you've done here. I mean, do you feel like maybe people aren't giving you the type of respect that you deserve, and would you like a little more attention to your accomplishments?
I want the attention. I want the eyes. I want the excitement. I want to be able to be in a main event in front of like millions of people, and I want people to be excited about my fights. But do I expect the respect? No. I want to earn it. And with my fight with Islam Makhachev, this is my opportunity to earn the respect, earn the eyes, earn the fans, and so I can showcase more in my next one.
It's interesting, right? Because this is the guy that it feels like nobody really wants to fight, but you seem to kind of welcome this fight. So why is that this is the kind of boogeyman that nobody wants, and you said, that's the guy, give him to me?
Chasing challenges is something I've done since I got into the sport. I'm not here to have a picture-perfect record and sneak to the title. And I chase failure, and through failure, I rise to the occasion and I get glorious wins. And man, this is how I sleep comfortable with myself at night, and the fact that I did everything I possibly could in this sport. And fighting Islam Makhachev is something that really excites me. It's the challenge.
What do you think about him as a fighter? I mean, I think part of it is his connection to Habib, and so he's got kind of this aura about him or whatever. But, I mean, when you just look at the skills themselves, I mean, is he deserving of this hype, as some people say, future champion?
I mean, technically, he's super technically sound. I think he's a little bit more methodical than Khabib. And so I could see where the hype and the respect comes from. Do I entirely believe that he earned it, or are people giving it to him? I'm not quite sure. So I get to see his temperament and his personality come weigh-ins, and then the first round of that fight, I get to see truly if he lives up to that hype.
It sounds like you don't force the issue so much, but when you see this fight play out in your head, I mean, do you feel like you can get another knockout and keep the streak going, or do you feel like you got to be in for a grind?
I train for a fight of the night, but I expect a performance of the night. So in my mind, I've been willing to grind for 15 minutes or the 3 rounds of the fight, and I get to find out if he can keep up.
Last thing for me, I think anybody that knows the sport knows that this guy is dangerous, but he doesn't necessarily maybe have the name with the fans, that sort of thing. So a win here, what do you feel like you deserve? I mean, do you feel like you deserve some top names, or do you feel like this might be one where you don't jump up the rankings as much as you might like to?
I want bigger and better challenges, and so if I finish this fight fantastically, I would love to fight RDA as a main event this summer. I think I'm deserving of former champions, the top guys, and all that stuff. And I want more eyes on my fights, so main event would be great. I want to fight more often, and so this summer, man, I'm taking no time off. And so my goal is to focus on Islam Makhachev, come out of that fight unscathed, and then fight as soon as possible for somebody bigger and better.
Drew, right here. Daniel Cormier has said that Islam came, obviously when he met Islam, him and Khabib came in as just technically perfect wrestlers, but now Islam has kind of become a more technical striker compared to Khabib. Do you agree with that assessment in terms of their actual striking?
Oh, absolutely. I think if you watch Islam, I mean, he has a really good fundamental kickboxing. Southpaw, he's quick, he's fast. I don't think he has a whole lot of holes. I think he holds back because he's afraid to make mistakes. And so I think he's overall a great martial artist. And when I make him uncomfortable, I want to see what kind of mistakes he decides to make.
And we spoke with Michael Chandler when he weighed in as a backup for the Khabib Gaethje fight, and he said just when his name was when Islam was a possible opponent, his DMs blew up with people from Dagestan like saying like we're gonna kill you and all this stuff. Did that happen to you when you signed with?
Oh, absolutely, and I absolutely love it, man. Whether you want to see me win or want to see me lose, you're showing support to my cause, which is, man, just supporting the fight. And so I think the American audience can learn a thing or two with these other countries, especially Russia, and the fact they get behind their athletes wholeheartedly. And man, whether it's death threats or compliments, man, I absolutely love all these messages I'm getting.
Then finally, what did you take away from Justin Gaethje's if anything, did you take away from your teammate Justin's preparation before his fight with Khabib?
I won't say anything for the preparation, but in that fight, man, you have to wrestle these guys. You know, you can't just avoid the wrestling from these Russians. You have to engage in it, and through the engaging in the wrestling, I'm going to find my left hand.
So, man, just a quick one from me. You're on a blockbuster card here this weekend. There's 3 title fights. When you look at that main event, I'm interested to get your thoughts on how you see it playing out between Israel and Jan Blachowicz.
Oh man, Israel's he's a sniper. You know, for me, I feel punching power doesn't come from body size. It comes from accuracy and speed. And I think Stylebender is so accurate and so fast that he's going to be able to find a home. And man, I honestly don't think the weight difference is going to play a factor in this fight.
Could you ever see him going up to heavyweight and still being able to negate that weight difference, or is that too big a jump?
That might be a little too big a jump because, I mean, Ngannou is also fast and accurate.
Fair point.
Drew over here. Is there a little bit of a, team versus team aspect for this? Do you feel a little bit like to get, in a way back for Justin Gaethje because Islam is Khabib's teammate and obviously they had that big fight?
Right. In the beginning, it seemed like this was the Gaethje Khabib too, right? But man, our fighting styles are completely different. I'm not like Gaethje, and Islam is not like Khabib, so it's a completely different fight. Yeah, I learned a lot. Team Elevation learned a lot from that fight, and from learning with failures, I'm here to perform a completely different kind of fight.
A bit of a side note, but I've noticed this happen a lot on social media. How do you react when people say, Drew Dober, he's one of the most photogenic men in the UFC? It's like they think you're too pretty to be a fighter. What's your reaction to that?
So getting punched in the face is a fountain of youth. And so the more I fight, the more compliments I seem to receive of how I look on Instagram. And honestly, I'm just pushing into that, just posting photos and seeing what people say about them.
Thanks, man.
Hey Drew, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm Igor Lazarev. I made an interview with you by Skype. I'm from Russia.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, glad to see you, bro. So imagine you with Islam in wrestling. He's upstairs. What do you have to do?
Can you repeat the question for me?
Yeah. So you're and Islam in the downstairs in grappling, and Islam is downstairs. Is upstairs. What do you have to do?
I mean, this is MMA, and so he's incredible on the ground, and I definitely know this, but and I'm incredible in the stand-up. But we're both mixed martial artists, and I just want to showcase all of mixed martial arts and not really focus on just the stand-up or just his ground game. I'm not going to avoid his ground game. If he wants to take it there, I can give him problems there too. And if he wants to exchange hands with me, we can do that too. My goal is to be the more complete martial artist.
You'll fight against Dagestanian guys, and you're happy.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, you guys are incredible. You guys are scary and talented, and just being able to be a part of, fighting Dagestani guys is pretty fantastic.
So you think they're friendly?
No, I don't think he's going to be friendly at all. I think he's going to try to put me to sleep in front of millions of people, And if he can't do that, he's going to try to out-wrestle me. But, no, I just think it's going to be absolutely exciting. I'm here to make the fight exciting, and I know there's a lot of Russian eyes on this fight. And, yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Thank you.
I already forgot the Russian word you taught me, though, unfortunately.
This word was privet.
Privet.
Hi.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right, privet. That was it? Thank you so much, guys.